Hey guys, welcome back to an update on this hurricane season predict on this first hurricane outlook of the season, and we have an area of interest in the Eastern Pacific right now. Obviously, this is where it should be. Obviously, because it's the time of the month for the East Pack to start popping. It says here, south of the southern coast of Mexico, this disorganized area of showers and thunderstorms is located several hundred miles south of the southern coast of Mexico. Conditions appear favorable for additional development, and a tropical depression is likely to form in a few days, while the system moves west to west northwest with about 10 miles an hour. Formation through 48 hours is low, which is 10% chance, and high, which is 80% chance of formation. Right now, it's out here. Models are hinting of this forming. Now, whether this becomes a hurricane, we're not sure if it's going to become a hurricane yet. But the Atlantic should start up very soon, June 1st. So about the next couple of weeks, maybe, about a week or two, the Atlantic should start popping off. So yeah, that's when the East Pack should be popping off. Anything in the Atlantic, though, nothing in the Atlantic for the time being, right now. But for the tropical tidbits right now, there we go. Tropical tidbits up right now. Tropical tidbits. You do have satellite imagery. Not for this storm though, because it's not invest. But you do have. And we go to the forecast model runs basically right now. Eastern Pacific. Right, you see on the model runs here. Just keep watching the model runs. Watch out for this general area here, guys. Watch out for this general area. You can see, a broad spin up about now becomes a very powerful Category 3 hurricane. Nine 63 millibars. So that's a Cat 3 hurricane right there. That's a Category 3 hurricane. Now, whether it moves off like that, it could move off towards the west, it could go that way. We're not sure what way it is forecasted to go yet, but generally it's meant to be moving in this general direction, I think, hopefully. And then obviously it heads out, heads toward, that looks like it's heading towards the coast of, Mexico and into Arizona. So, I mean, Phoenix, Arizona could get some rainfall from this system. Obviously, no, and then obviously it dies off near the coast. Look at that. Becomes a hurricane. Instantly weakens. So, literally, it's 984 millibars for a hurricane on Saturday, May 31st. And then, boom. Sunday, June 1st. Sunday, June 1st um is when it just completely weakens, and then by Monday, June 1st, nothing, and I mean nothing is active. And then that's it for the East Pack. And then the Atlantic looks to be getting ahead with a storm, which, let's have a look at the North Atlantic. North Atlantic right now looks to be quiet, but there looks to be an area of interest on June 3rd. And obviously that moves out towards the open ocean. And then obviously June 8th is when we could see first named storm in the Atlantic, which will become Andrea. Could be our first named storm in the Atlantic on June 8th, which is a Sunday, and then obviously makes landfall on 0Z Monday morning, and then obviously heads out towards the open ocean and not really do anything. That's the tropics though, but you can see, look at the high pressure. A massive high pressure system, which is keeping storms towards the west. Now, this is the pattern that I'm seeing, guys. This is the pattern that I'm definitely seeing towards more of the East Coast landfall and more of these kind of landfalls. I don't think Texas will get a landfall, but I think this season we could see a lot of recurvatures like this. Could see a lot of storms doing that. A little bit like what we saw with Erica back in 2015. When it moves into the east, when it moves into the eastern Caribbean, and then obviously makes landfall over the Dominican Republic, and then could actually make landfall in Florida. A little bit where Irma made landfall. We could see an Irma type system this year where it does that. Could see an Irma type system. We could see a Dorian type system where Dorian does this and potentially makes landfall on Florida. But yeah. We got loads of different types of ways that you can still play. There's loads of different types of ways where the storms can track. They can move further south, which a further south track is indicating of a La Nina. A further south track like this is indicating of a La Nina. More further south tracks like that, and towards Texas is where and Louisiana is more of a La Nina type pattern. Now we're in a neutral type pattern. We're in a warm neutral type pattern. Or cold neutral. Could see systems doing that, or even potentially doing that, or even potentially doing that, or even doing what Milton did and do that. That's what I see this year for sure. I do see some storms forming up here, but they're not going to become as powerful up here. I think they're going to become a lot more powerful over here. Not in the MDR though, because we could see a lot of homegrown storms become very powerful this year. I will show the ocean analysis now, the El Nino La Nina Southern Oscillation. And the last, it's broken. Why is it broken? Why is it like this? Okay. I'm gonna have to put up a different thing, but you can see, look at this significant cooling in the Atlantic. See that cold water in the MDR? That cold water in the MDR could inhibit this hurricane season. See how it's warm up here near the Canary Current and cold. That was kind of reminiscent of 2012 and kind of reminiscent of 2015, but we're not gonna have a season like that. I can tell you now. Because look at the Western Atlantic and the Caribbean and the Gulf of America. That is just very warm. Look at the East Pack though. The East Pack is below average. Look how cooler the waters are here. So that system is gonna have to form anywhere here. Because if it goes anywhere outside here, it's not gonna form. I mean, you can see that La Nina still. That La Nina's trying to come back. You can see. There is a few. Look, it's cold, warm, cold. That's a reminiscent of a neutral pattern. That's a cold neutral right now. But you could see though that upwelling. Look at that upwelling near the Philippines Ocean, near the Philippines Sea. Look, it's just average here, average, and obviously above average. See that usually, in El Nino season, that warm water should be down here. That warm water should be down here. That warm water is not down here. Okay, it's still conducive, but you can see most of the warm water is near Japan. And look, this is just an average That's just your average Pacific decadal oscillation. If it was neutral in that's just the neutral. If it was below average, it would be like 2020 and 2017 and 2021 when it was cold down this way. But for sure, definitely, you can see the cooler waters are off towards the cooler waters are off towards the eastern side, and look at the warmer waters are off this side. So you got the cooler water here, you got the warmer water near Japan. So basically, you got cold, warm, and here you got cold, warm, cold, cold, cold. So mostly, it's just basically most of the East Pack is cold, particularly right now. But here you got cold, warm, cold, cold, warm, warm, warm. See, look up here, the Canary Current from the United Kingdom right down. This is going to be pulled up, so this will eventually warm up. This will eventually warm up. This will come down here, and that will go up there eventually. Because in the strong hurricane seasons, that warm water up here. Let me get my pen, if I can find it. This warm water up here will move down here. And once it's done so, this area here will be cranking, ready and roaring for hurricane season. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that's what I think is going to happen for the Atlantic this year, in my opinion. I haven't told you my numbers, but my numbers, I think, because of that cold water, if that cold water goes away by June, July time-ish, I would say that could have 22 namestones. But because we got that cold water, I'm not going to go too hyperactive or too below average. I'm going to say between 14 to 20 named storms, 5 to about 12 hurricanes, and then 3 to about 7 majors. So that's my average, the low end and the high end of the scale for the Atlantic this year. But yeah, that's what I think the Atlantic's gonna do this year for sure. Forecast model ones, so I am going to look at the temperature contrast. Not the temperature. I'm gonna have a look at the temps for sure. I can't find it. Climate. CANSIPS model. Right, the CANSIPS model, 3-month average temperature for the Northern Atlantic. SST anomalies. Right. This is as of, look, this is for May right now. Look, obviously it's more neutral. At this time of year, we had all of this warm water up here, down here, but this year it's more of a neutral. It is warming up a little bit. We do have a little cool area here, and it's cooler off up towards here, which is to be expected. But that is June. June, it's meant to warm up a lot more over here. It's just off the coast, it's gonna be cooler though. July is when you could see some significant warming. This is enough for like a strong tropical wave to come off and travel anywhere in the Atlantic. August, yes. This is now where the MDR is now at its prime. The MDR is now at its prime here in August. And then obviously September. Obviously that's when the MDR is warmer. But you can kind of see though that warm water is not shifting further down here. You can see you've got more of the warm water here, so could see more curvatures like this potentially. I mean, you can still have storms that do that. But you can have storms that, like a Florence, that does a Florence basically and hits North Carolina. They could see a Florence type system this year for sure. But yeah, that's my predictions for this year, guys. Stay safe for the hurricane season. I'll keep you updated on the potential area of interest in the Eastern Pacific. I'll also keep you updated on the Atlantic for sure. So October and November, and obviously then December. So yeah. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. See you all in the next video. Stay safe from this hurricane season. Don't forget to get your hurricane preparedness kits ready for the hurricane season, because it only takes one storm to hit anywhere along the coast of the US, or anywhere in the Caribbean down here, and destroy many houses and homes like what we saw last year. So yeah, anyway, guys, see you all in the next video. Stay safe, and see you all in pretty soon. Peace out and stay safe.